Yeah,
Ryan Getzman, the head coach of the Cardington Lincoln Pirates, joining me now. Coach, thank you for coming on the show. A pleasure talking to you. We don't get a lot of chances. We weren't able to line up Cardington on our schedule for home games, at least. We see you on the road, but it's good to finally get a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's nice. We appreciate everything you do. You guys do a lot of awesome stuff for our league and a lot of exposure, so we appreciate you guys.
Well, we appreciate you guys giving us the chance. Last year, we'll start with 2024 real quick and then get into 25. A 3-7 campaign. You did have a bright spot in Wyatt Denny. We'll talk about him here in a little bit, but just a reflection on 2024. Was it, after the first couple games, something just try and get better as the season went on?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in a rebuild over there, so we took a really good step for us. I know 3-7 is not the end goal, but for us, it was a good step in the right direction. We had a really nice core of athletes last year. We were able to use as you see Kalen making some plays against what we call that team up north, which is Mount Gilead. So, we had a good step in the right direction last year.
You graduate. You graduate some of your seniors. Those seniors also that won a district championship in basketball.
Yep.
But you do return. You do return a lot. You had some of that youth that you're just trying, to rebuild, to get that record back up. But you do return, like I said, one of the best running backs in the area, not only in the KMAC, but in the area. When I do stat leaders, Wyatt Denny was always up there in the top 3 or 4. Just how excited are you to have him back and to have some line guys back too, to get you ready for the season?
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. We return all 5 guys up front, which is pretty special for us. A lot of these guys started when they were freshmen, so now they're finally old kids. Now they're your junior seniors. But Wyatt's special. I think one thing that people don't get to realize about him is just like how good of a young man he is. He's a phenomenal football player. He's one of the best I've ever gotten to be around in a lot of ways. But the thing that Wyatt always brings every day is just how good of a kid he is, how good of a young man he is, how hard he works, and he makes everybody around him better. So he's special.
And not only that, on the defensive end, one of the leading tacklers in the KMAC.
Yeah.
But just to see him as that leader as well for your guys, it's got to be something nice to see, especially going into this year.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he was a 100-plus tackle kid last year, had a really nice year on defense, too. I think some people forget about that when you see 1,400 yards rushing. But then he jumps right back over and, makes 100 tackles on the other side of the ball. So no doubt about it that he's a special player. He's a player of the year in the league for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he's special.
Who are some guys, I know you have your linebacker, you have your running back that everybody knows about, but who are some guys that we're going to get to know over the course of this season?
Yeah, so one of our guards had a really nice offseason for us, was a really good player last year. We kind of switched our offense up, and it was in thought of him too. When you have a running back like that, you had to make an adjustment for us. And Christopher Kenzie, he'll be another linebacker beside Wyatt. He was a 100-tackle kid last year too. It was kind of under the radar because of Wyatt, so he had a really nice year. Breaking in a new quarterback in Josh Goers. The quarterback always gets a little bit of light. He's a sophomore, but nice athlete. And then our wings doing a good job. Bryce Hartley, Evan Stover, James Fiant, Leighton Hinthorn. So we got some nice guys. And again, we return all 5 up front. Chris is the heart and soul of our offensive line, but we bring back the other 4 as well that, again, are finally now the upperclassmen.
And then on the defensive side, you talked a little about it, 2 good linebackers, but having a linebacker be a good running back, does that kind of translate as well? He kind of knows what the running back is going to do when he's in that hole because he does it on the other side?
Yeah, it does. We actually have that conversation a lot when we're breaking down film. Like, hey, if you did this at linebacker and you saw the running back, as from running back spot, you saw the linebacker do that, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm going to cut it. It's like, okay, well then we use that a lot during film time because, and it does, it helps each other hand in hand.
All right, let's take a look at your schedule for this season. As we pull that up, let's talk about the KMAC, though. I believe the KMAC is going to be even more balanced this year. Northmore loses some. Centerburg's got guys back. Danville's always Danville. But this is going to be quite the KMAC schedule this year. And then you play an N10 schedule pretty much as well. You're at Winford. You have Mohawk, who made a run last year. And then you have Bucyrus, 2 on the road. Just talk about that. Talk about the Northern 10. What made you guys so interested in playing 3 N10 squads to start off?
Well, our old athletic director had some ties in up there, and he knew those guys. So he got that rolling for us. But yeah, we start off at Winford, then we get Mohawk again, who had a really nice year last year. Then we go to Bucyrus. So, and then the gauntlet of the KMAC, and I think every coach has said this: there's not an off night in our league. I mean, we had 2 Final Four teams last year.
How
and
great
that's-
is that? Just as a school, I just said with the other coaches.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it into the ground. One of the most underrated small school conferences in
100%
Ohio.
agree.
Everybody knows the MAC
Yeah.
as a small school conference. No, not many people know the KMAC,
Right.
but it still produces a lot of good all-around sports.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue it's as good as any small school league in Ohio. I mean, the MAC is obviously beyond
It's-
special
but
in a
people
different
know
league.
that.
They
People,
know that,
that's
but
more of a. People would think it's a big school conference the way they play,
Yeah.
but like small school, like I said, the
Yes.
KMAC is one.
small school for us. I mean, you look across the board. Our basketball team won a district title this
Yeah,
year. Got
that was
to
a heck of a
regional.
game. I
Yeah.
called it.
Yeah, football, we had 2 Final Four teams. Baseball, I mean, I'm in the hunt of that as well. We had some really nice teams in baseball this year, quite a few that were state ranked. We had some guys get to the district. Centerburg won a district title in baseball. So, there's always extra, postseason stuff coming out of our league, and it's a fun league. I think one of the best parts about it is, I mean, the guys that you get to coach against in this league are fun. I mean, they're all good dudes. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
great people. They're all good football coaches. It's a lot of fun every Friday night to get to suit up and compete against these guys.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking during the break. You have you and coach from Northmore baseball. You come to Mount Gilead,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what does that just say about these small communities that you could show your face in these other communities and
Yeah.
not get trash thrown at
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just it's a camaraderie.
Well, they might spit in our food. We don't know that yet, but
Hopefully they don't.
I don't
I'm
think
not
they
saying
do
they
that.
do at the end. I'm not
But-
saying they do at the
But
end.
no, yeah,
yeah.
you can show up, and I mean, again, a lot of good people in this league. There's a lot of good schools around here, and a lot of tight knit communities. So, being able to come to Gilead and all these surrounding areas, and you see people that you've crossed paths with,
Yeah.
and athletics or whatever it might be.
Answer me this question. In order for Cardington to be successful this year, we need to do blank.
We have to start fast.
Yeah.
I think our non-league is really important for us. I mean, when you're trying to turn around a program, if you lose early, you're
Oh, here we go.
yeah,
again.
here we go again,
Yes.
right? That same song and dance, and it's like, well, we have to start fast. We have to win a couple games early, which we were able to do last year. We started 2-1 non-league, and then we got into our league. I mean, we need to look at something like that again, right? We need to start quick. We need to get some wins early and get the belief of like, hey, we can do this. Like, we talk about how we can and that we can do it, but there's always that doubt when you're trying to turn around a program. Like, well, can we? And yes, we can. There's no doubt about it. But it's a matter of we have to do it now. We have to take that step of starting fast, of doing what we talked about, and putting the foot to the pavement.
We usually see you guys on the road, but we don't see you too much. Hopefully that'll change over the next couple of seasons. But talk about your coaching staff.
Yeah.
Who do you have? How are they in this whole scheme of getting things turned around?
Yeah, one thing I did is I tried to find some guys that were in tune with the community. So my offensive coordinator, Chad Hobbs, I know he's got it on TV right now. Appreciate you.
Shout out.
Yeah, big time. But no, he's a guy that's in the community. And to me, that was important, was getting guys in the community. His brother Kyle helps out too. Those guys are doing our offense. We got a new offensive line coach this year. Kyle came back, and then we got another one in addition to it. Those two guys have been doing a phenomenal job with our offensive line.
Yeah.
And then our defensive line coach Rice, he's been there for a few years now. He's doing a great job with us. And then Andy Ratliff's been around our program for 10 plus years now, and kind of been a staple in that program. So we have some guys that have been there, been around it. Coach Scarpone took over our special teams this year and is doing a nice job for us as well. So we're finally getting to the point where we have two sides of the ball.
Yeah.
There was a time where we were all coaching offense and defense, and now it's like, hey, I get to coach defense and Coach Hobbs gets to coach offense, and I get to hand the keys over to him at times. It's awesome.
There you go.